Who know life protection? Who know one gets it? This on my. As I dey work, I dey pray, make grace to the run out for me. Yeah, I only hustle every day. Beat my chest and run my race. No be bad, girl, them they carry fast. No
Easy.
say.
Wake up. Wake up, Joe. Do you think this is your bedroom?
There is excitement when you know your future is in good hands. Move to Stanbic IBTC Pension Managers today and let us help you retire into your extraordinary future. Call 01-271-6000 or visit www.stanbicibtcpension.com for more information.
Who know life protection? Who know one gets it? This on my. As I dey work, I dey pray, make grace to the run out for me. Yeah, I only hustle every day. Beat my chest and run my race. No be bad, girl, them they carry fast. No
Easy.
say.
Wake up. Wake up, Joe. Do you think this is your bedroom?
There is excitement when you know your future is in good hands. Move to Stanbic IBTC Pension Managers today and let us help you retire into your extraordinary future. Call 01-271-6000 or visit www.stanbicibtcpension.com for more information.
Thank you all for joining. I know that this series has been going on for a while, and some of you have been joining from the start. Thank you very much, and don't worry, you're going to learn more as you have been learning already. So please share with your friends, share with people around you. It's good to know how you can make your money work for you. Okay, so please share with your colleagues, share with your friends, share with everyone around you. It's about another session, and we'll be starting very soon. Okay, thank you all so much for joining. Hi, Sheon. Good morning. Thank you for joining. You're very early, right on time. Thank you so much for joining. Share with your friends, as we said, and it will be very fun. I can promise you that. Uh, Please tell me where you're typing from. I am in Lagos, Nigeria. So just tell me, Sheon, where are you chatting from? Where you see you on YouTube. Tell me where you're dialing in from, okay? Our team of financial experts are here to tell you and teach you how you can make your money work for you in this era today. So yes, please. Please tell me where you're joining from. Share with your friends, share with your colleagues, share with your family, share with everyone around you. Let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. Thank you all very much. I see Shewan is from Ojudubega. That's great. I know where that is in Lagos. Don't worry. Thank you so much for chatting. Thank you for responding. Please let me know where you are joining in from. Please share Shewan with people that you know around you. Don't be the only recipient of this knowledge. Okay, share with your people around so they can also join and learn. Hi, Loretta. Thank you for joining. Starting soon. I just want to know where you're chatting from. Our colleagues are on the call. We are here to teach you financial fitness, how to grow your money, how to make your money work for you. Hi, Ademola. It says from Edo State. Oh, that's lovely. Thank you for joining from it. So we see we have different people from different places in Lagos. We have Beggar here. I don't know where Loretta is from, but we have someone in Edo State. So that's lovely. So that we have a wide reach of the audience. So varying ideas since we have many people from different parts of Nigeria. Loretta is from River State. Great. Thank you for joining this morning. It's great to have you on the call. Our people will be joining in very, very shortly. I'll be introducing my colleagues now. Thank you all so much. So just humor me now. I have a question to ask, right? If by December of this year you want to have Naira, right? How much do you think you need to save every month? So just let me know. You need a million naira by December for whatever projects you want to do. How much do you think you would need to put in every month to set aside every month, right? Hi, Leon. Hi, Abiola. Hi, Eniola. Thank you for joining in. So please let me know. You need 1 million naira by December. How much can you save? Or how much do you think you would need to save by December? Please let me know, okay? For me, because the way money is going now, I honestly don't even know. Should I say 1 million, 100K? should I say 150? I don't even know. But our financial advisors are here. They will tell us, all the tips we need to know to put money aside. So let me know now. Answer me. If you need 1 million naira by December, how much do you think you need to save every month? Right? Let me know. Let me know. What do you think? What do you think? 1 million naira by December. Hi Grace, joining from Ikeja. Thank you for joining. 50,000 naira every month. By December, you won't sum up to 1 million. Oh, Loretta. If you save 50,000 naira every month by December, even if you save for 12 months now, that's just 600K. But if that's how much you can possibly save, well, it's understandable. I understand that. But it might not amount to up to 1 million. So, do we have comments? Guys, keep it coming. Let's engage. Let me know how much do you need to save 100K ish. I'm not sure, but about that because by the time we add all everything, okay, keep up some months, keep up some other months, right? 150K, okay. But then it says 150K, so we are in sync then. It's great to see that we have some. Let me just have two comments on Fire Mukhtar to come and start this session. Mukhtar, I hope you're getting ready. You can see how our audience is engaged. To tell us now, are we correct? People that are saying 50K, 150K, 100K. And then when I says 85K, Mukhtar, are you ready to come and tell us if these amounts will sum up to 1 million naira by December? It's great to hear. Don't worry. Mukhtar is on the call. Great. So please tell us how we can be financially fit. Please start the session. And it's great to hear what you have for us this morning. Thank you, Mukhtar. You have the
Good
floor.
morning. Thank you very much for starting off the day with a warm smile and acknowledging our joinees, our wealth partners, I will call, that have joined us from all over. Ujudubega, is it Edo State, different places. You're welcome, everyone. So yes, we are here to partner and speak to how we can make our life's purpose achievable and actually get there in a seamless manner. And how do we do that? It is by understanding what our life's purpose is and how we are going to get to that. I'm going to speak to what we call the wealth framework. And the wealth framework basically is about you and your family and how everything that you do, the decisions you make, are all going to speak to how you're going to get to your life's purpose. But first of all, I'll give you a second to kindly, if you do not have a QR code reader, kindly go to your app store and download that so that you can download this QR code. It will be very helpful along this wealth journey that we are embarking upon. So if you can just take a second, scan the code and into the conversation proper. Thank you. Like I said, we were speaking to your life's purpose, and that is speaking to you at the center of everything that we do and you do. Family, that is what brings us to the wealth framework that we are speaking. Journey, how with you, creating value and giving purpose. And that is making money, spending money. So it's important that we learn that. You're making money, which is create value. You're spending money, which is give purpose. And of course, how do you get to have that wealth that you can actually invest and deploy in spaces that will be beneficial to you? About the wealth philosophy, which is based what is it we start with. It is for you to always start with the end in mind, which means this is the purpose. This is where I intend to get to. This is what I want to achieve. How do I go about achieving this? And of course, your wealth is linked to your life's purpose. Just like you and your family are unique. And you and your family are unique based on another person's decision. Even though I'll say, learn from other people's mistakes, don't learn from yours, so that you can make the right decision in creating purpose for yourself. We're going to start the conversation with the quadrant that speaks to creating wealth and building wealth. And I'll just something that a good man from MIT, Dr. Peter Senge, said about tension. Always, that is illustrative when you use, call it, or an elastic band, whichever you prefer, and you put that elastic band in between your
Hello, everyone. Apologies, we're having slight technical glitch. My colleague Mukhtar will be on the call in a bit. Thank you for your patience. Hello, everyone. Okay, great. Apologies for the technical glitch. My colleague Mukhtar will be on the call in a bit, so I will just move to another session quickly just so that we can gauge. I can see some people speaking about the 85K, 150K. Don't worry. Just know that we would answer your questions shortly, and our financial experts would confirm this in a bit. And I'll be moving and calling my colleague Uche. Oh, Mukhtar is back. Hi Mukhtar. If Mukhtar is not back yet, we'll just move to another session that we have, and I would call Uche. Hello, Uche. Are you on the call, please, so that we can just
Yes,
get
I'm
this
very much on the call.
rolling? Yes, please. Yes, please. Thank you very much. So please let's dive into the session so we can keep our audience very engaged.
Okay. Peter Senge here. Am I audible? Am I clear? Yeah, Peter
Yes, please. I
Senge
can hear
here
you.
was talking about how to build creative tension. And he said this quote that tension always seeks to resolve itself to the more stable state. And he illustrated with an elastic band in which he talked about the lower part being your current reality and the top part being your preferred future. And where there's creative tension, he talks about how both can then align. Your current reality bounces up and goes up to your preferred future. So if you have an elastic band, you can illustrate it by yourself by remembering that at the top is your preferred future, at the bottom is your current reality. But tension always exists between the two. And so if you have the right plans, if you have the right ideas as to where you want to go in life, your current reality will be dragged up to your preferred future. Next slide. So we would also be looking at money personalities. What kind of money personality are you? We're not all the same kind of person when money is involved. So you need to ask yourself, in line with your habit, are you the worry one? Are you the penny pincher? Are you the one who's always thinking about, if I spend this money, what is the opportunity cost? What could I be losing if I spend this money on buying on an iPhone, for instance, or buying the latest Katia bag or something. What would you be thinking of when you spend money? That makes you the worry one. Are you the type who's always thinking and trying to balance the books? Are you the entrepreneur? Are you the type who sees opportunities where it exists? Are you the type who walks on the road and an idea hits your head? You're thinking, oh, if I could provide X, Y, Z for the people who live in this area based on their challenges, maybe I could make money off such an opportunity. Some people are always thinking along such lines. Then there is the big spender, the ones who go to club and they pop champagne, they spend money on expensive drinks, they buy designer clothes, designer bags. For them, life is for the living, and they live their life as best as they can. Then there is sorry, my screen is. Then there's the smart one. The smart one is the one who's always doing opportunity cost, some kind of things. The one who thinks about how to spend money in the smartest way possible. So these are the various money personalities we've identified. And how far you go in life will be dependent on what kind of personality you are. I have my own kind of personality. You have your own kind of personality. Then let's look at mapping your financial journey. If you map your financial journey, it tells you where you are. You at some point you hear that quote, begin with the end in mind. And I think it was said by Jim Rohn in his book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. So at the start of your life, where most of us are right now, most of us, I mean the audience, I'm not at the start, young and promising, there are characteristics that you should show at the beginning, such as now, you have to create a budget and track your money. By tracking your money, you're looking at what's coming in and what's going out in terms of expenditure. Then try as much as possible to make a dent in your debt. Do not rack up debt. Then start saving for retirement. Start saving for retirement. It's very, very important because retirement will surely come. There will be a time when you can't work as hard as you're doing now, when you can't do the kind of jobs that you're doing now. So you need to put money aside for that period. Then draft and sign a will. We understand the conversations around it. Some people find it morbid. Some people think hello? Insure yourself against disability. Insure yourself against disability. It's very, very... No, I'm not done. Could you go back, please? Yeah, then get a financial plan in life because nothing just happens. You won't just build a house. You won't just buy a house in Lekki or even in Surulere. You won't just buy a car. You need a financial plan to be able to move your life from point A to point B. And so my financial plan might be different. It depends on my income and my expenditure. Yours would also be different. So you need to think about all these kind of things. And then initiate more aggressive savings and investment plan as you move up the career ladder. You need to put up more money aside in terms of savings. Then buy good assets. Don't spend money on expensive clothes and bags and you don't have money for the key things in life. Then at the point where you are getting married, you need to create and update your will because there's a spouse in your life. So you need to be able to say, okay, I'm making plans for the person in my life. Update your insurance and begin to pay off your home loans if you have such major kind of loans. Then from getting married, you move to the next stage of your life, which is parenthood. At that point, you have to review your estate plan. What's the entire financial package portfolio that you have? And you start to try to be debt free. We live in an era where to borrow money sometimes can be as easy as flicking your wrist. There's Cash, there's PalmPay, there's all kinds of apps that you can download from the Play Store, and you can borrow money from the comfort of your home. But debts keep you in chains. So you need to start to plan how to get out of debt. Then at that stage, you should also be saving towards your children's education. Your children won't just go to Harvard. They won't just go to Yale. They won't just go to UCLA. You need to have a plan as to how they go to school. And when you look at the exchange rate, you start to know the enormity of the task if you want to give your children quality education. Then you also need to teach your children about money. We're having these conversations with you guys now, and it's all well and good. But if you start this conversation very early with your children, it means they have a better shot in life. Then you need to also plan your retirement income and be tax smart. Then when it gets to the retirement stage, you need to know your budget, review your investments, and start to downsize. At that point, you are like at the twilight of your life. So you need to downsize, look to spend less, and then look to fund potential investments. Next slide, please. Okay, I think Mukhtar is back and he can pick up from here. Mukhtar?
Yes. Thank you very much, Uche. Thank you, appreciated. And thank you, all of you, for listening. And just like Uche has been saying already, there is a lot that we need to do. You can't just get to where it is you want to. There's that life's purpose, but there are also deliberate things that you need to do in order to get there. And he has already spoken to you, managing how you spend your money, how you budget and track, know what the difference is between your needs and your wants, learn how to save, always manage your debt. And of course, you have to set your goals and ensure your future. Thank you very much, Uche. Yes, so still speaking to create and build wealth, which is the stage that a lot of people on this call are. And you need to ask yourself some very, crucial questions. Why is it important, to position yourself for success? And how do you achieve this? Of course, it means you have to invest in yourself, stay relevant, stay focused, and of course, there are no shortcuts. There has to all the effort you put in is going to determine the results you're going to reap from there. And yeah, we were speaking about the different personality types, and of course, the journey to making money and building wealth. As an entrepreneur, you start off in a very risky, volatile environment. It could be irregular wealth because you're trying to build a business, and it comes with its own risks. You also have the corporate employee who's getting an income at the end of the month with which you can plan. And of course, as we go ahead, we'll tell you what we think or what we advise you to set aside from the money that you're earning in order for you to have some kind of savings. And of course, we have the self-employed professional. There are quite a few of us here on this call. It could be higher earnings, but slower growth. You could be in the entertainment industry, you're trying to arrive at what you're trying to do. You could be in the creatives, and who knows, there are some of us here that have invested in tech companies and whatnot. So the growth could be slow, but it is also a stage in your life to achieving your life's purpose. And we have those that have the passive income, rental, investment income. There are some of you that maybe you've had some property that was bequeathed to you by a parent, a family member, and then maybe you don't really have need for the house. Rent it out. You can rent out that property, let it bring in some income to you. You could have more than one vehicle. How many vehicles are you going to drive at a time? You could put one on rental. It could be on car hire, services, whereby you are making money for yourself. And you could even be that person that is driving that vehicle that is being owned by someone else on this call. And you yourself, by driving, could be open to maybe a higher purchase of that vehicle, and you also even up enough to buy your own vehicle. So, why is it important for you to position yourself for success? And how do you achieve this? It is by being deliberate in yourself. So, what is income? There are different definitions, but we'll make it as simple as possible here. So you could have income, which is wealth or money that's coming to you on a weekly basis, or maybe your monthly salary, or even things like the investments you do in money markets, invest mutual funds. There's some interest element that comes on those investments. That is income. You could be earning some pension income, which might not, particularly speak to you because of the stage in which you are in life. But just like Uche said, it is very important that you start to save towards that retirement, because retirement is going to come sooner or later. And of course, there are social grants. There are some of us that have put in our creative work into different schemes to see how we can unlock funding for those ideas that we have thought about, those dreams that we're trying to build. And some of us can be lucky to get those grants. How do you properly manage those grants in order to make it generate more income for you? And then it could be income from a small business. There are people that have the POS business that we know. There are some that have the small sports bars that we know. Some people create content on social media and they're earning money from this. These are all income that is coming to you. But how do you deploy that income? And of course, it could be money from family or friends. It could be. It could be money coming from anywhere. But how do I now manage my income? That is what we're going to speak about. And I already mentioned rental income in case you have a property that was bequeathed to you and you're not living in it. You can make it earn money for you. So we'll just move ahead. Yes, that journey to wealth creation, you have to put effort into it. We've spoken about the entrepreneur, the corporate employee, and the self-employed professional. But then all of them have their levels of risk, and all of them have the way, the manner in which the income or wealth from there can actually grow over time. And that is why you see this graph here speaking to your net worth and put into this into others. We'll move along and speak to other aspects of creating and building wealth. I would like you to just, pull out the pen and paper now, and let's just have a small interaction whereby you're going to be assessing yourself. I'm not going to assess you. Nobody here is going to assess you. You're going to assess yourself. And just like Jim Rohn said, we get paid for bringing value to the marketplace. So we get paid for value and not time. It's very important you know this. It is the value that we create that we are being paid for and not put into it. So the end product at the end of the day and what value it actually creates for the person that is receiving that good or services that you are creating. So now that you have your pen and paper, let's look at this very brief think tank. How do you currently create wealth? Ask yourself that question, jot it down. And then secondly, think of the ways you could leverage your skill sets to increase your value in the marketplace. How can you increase your own value in the marketplace from the things that you're doing, in the effort that you're putting in the value that you're creating for other people along the value chain? And then, of course, what are the risks associated with your ability to make money? Everything that you do, there's some element of risk. Some are high risk. So I'll be passing on now to our host, whereby we're going to have some insights on our conversations, but we're going to speak to the next quadrant of the wealth framework, which is live and enjoy. Thank you.
Hi, Mukhtar. Thank you very much for that. I can see that some people were dropping nuggets, and it's fine. I'll be calling on my colleague now, and you can just continue. So, Muchisala,
Hi, Adetutu.
give me a second. And Mukhtar, would you still like to
Hi.
continue? Because it seems like we are not. Okay, hi, Muchisala.
Okay, I'm here.
Yes, please.
Okay, so
Great,
thank
thank you. I'm
you.
trying to hear you. Let me see. Okay, wait. Good morning, Muchisala. How are you doing today?
I'm very well. Okay, so thank you. Hello everyone. I hope you have been, you know, enjoying the session so far. So I know that we all want to enjoy life. We all want to live life to the fullest. Okay, so we all want to enjoy life. We all want to live, we all want to live in the moment. We want to live life to its fullest, and there's a recent slang that is saying the lifestyle is cost. So how do we maintain this lifestyle, as much as we can while, planning, while budgeting, while saving and investing? So I'll give you an insight. So a couple of years back, while I was, still with my parents, I wanted to live life. I wanted to enjoy life to the fullest. Every holidays we would go to Dubai. And to maintain this lifestyle, I had to draw up a plan. I had to draw a budget, to ensure that whenever I travel with my parents, money would always come in to buy all of the nice things that I would love to buy, whenever you travel, you have. So what would I do before traveling? I'll make a plan. I have an idea of what my pocket money would be. So what I'll usually do is I'll split it into half. So when I travel, I'll go to the fancy stores. I know what women like. So I'll buy those things. I'll buy jewelries, I'll buy clothes, just those small things that women like. I'll come back to Nigeria with them. you know Remember that I'm on vacation, I'm enjoying, but I'm also thinking of how to create wealth so that I can enjoy this lifestyle that I want for myself. So when I come back to Nigeria, I would sell it to family, I would sell it to friends. And I'm sure a lot of you know this place called Forever 21. Their jewelries are, they are quite nice, and they are very affordable. So I will sell it, when I get this money, instead of spending it, what I would do is I will open an account. I open an account with the mutual fund. It's called the Stanbic IBTC Money Market Fund. So I'll put this money, and you can open it with as little as 5,000 naira. So I'll put my proceeds from this sale in there along with my principal. I'll put in there so that when next I will travel, I'll withdraw this money, and then I'll buy more things to sell. So I was able to, grow my money, save my money on a budget with a plan. So, in as much as a lot of us want to enjoy life, we want to spend, but we also have to consider that there has to be continuous flow of cash. So how do you ensure there's continuous flow of cash? You can do different things. A lot of us have we have smartphones now, and a lot of people are creating content in the comfort of their home. They don't even need to leave their house. They don't need a brick and mortar building that they would say, okay, I'm paying rent and all of that. You can do it in the confine of your home. You can use your phone to your advantage. You have a smartphone, you can be a content creator, you can be a social media manager, you can come up with skits in your house, and then you put it out there in the comfort of your home, and then you make more money to be able to maintain this lifestyle and also live life to the fullest. So please, always make sure you have a plan, always make sure you have a budget, and ensure that you save and invest so that you can increase your wealth, because it is very important that we set aside money for the future, either for emergency or just basically our operation cost on a day-to-day basis. So thank you so much. I'll be handing over to Ade Tutu.
Thank you so much, Mujisola. Yeah, asking us not to buy jewelries from our favorite stores or whatsoever. I don't know, but we'll have to consider that very well because this is something that we all like to engage in, right? Mukhtar, are you back for us so you can take the second quadrant now? I can't hear Mukhtar yet. Hello, Mukhtar. You're trying to get Mukhtar to speak so that we can all hear him. Okay, so while we're trying to get Mukhtar to speak because we can't get him on now, Uche, can you please let's dive into the session? Hi, Uche. Yes, please. Thank you very much, Uche. You have the floor.
Can we have the slide, please? Okay. We're looking at uh, the save and invest quadrant, how to achieve your short-term goals and your long-term value creation. You know, short-term, why is this important? Because savings help you to achieve your short-term goals and provide for the unexpected. Investing is also important because it helps you reach financial independence and helps you live your chosen lifestyle. So how do you achieve this? You need to identify and be specific about your short-term and long-term goals. Next slide, please. We have a quote here by Warren Buffett, where he talks about do not save what is left after spending, but spend what is left after saving. I'll repeat it. Do not save what is left after spending, but spend what is left after saving. So it's important that as soon as money comes in, the important thing to think of is how much to save rather than how much to save. Just to refresh your memory, we know you already know these things, but let's look at ways to save. You can look at society schemes, your savings account, your term deposit, your money market are types of investments. There are many ways to save and invest your money. Then there's the retirement annuity fund, there's the stock exchange, educational plan, pension funds, long-term savings account. So there are various ways by which you could save money. And it doesn't matter how much you earn. You need to look at what you can put aside because savings is very, very important. Now, there are tools that you need to use to help you achieve these goals. We'll look at them as soon as possible. Whatever goals that you have, need to be regarded and described as smart goals. They need to be specific, they need to be measurable, they need to be attainable or achievable, they need to be relevant, and they need to be time based. So using creative tension and smart goals, you can get to where you want to go to fast. For instance, you can't just say that you want your children to go to a good school. What is a good school? How do you describe a good school? How much would it require for your children to go to a good school? How long do you have to save for them to go to a good school? Rather, you should say that I want my child to go to, for instance, Harvard when he's 18 to study XYZ. And for him to be able to achieve that goal, you need to decide, how much am I putting aside towards the education of my children? And if you've decided how much you want to put aside, how long are you going to do these savings? And how are you going to do these savings? Do you want to be putting money aside in a mutual fund? Do you want to be investing in bonds? Do you want to put money in just a savings account where the interest might not be as much or something? So you need to look at all of those things. So in coming up with life's goals, you need to ensure that they are all very, very smart. Now, there are a lot of good reasons to save and invest, and saving and investing is important if you want to move forward in life. If you save and invest to achieve your goal, for example, it helps you achieve financial independence, and then you can retire at an early age. If you have enough money, you can go through a rainy day or season. Things happen in life. People could fall ill, a family member could fall ill, and life changes for that person. If that person cannot earn as much as they used to or earn at all, it means that they need extra support. And that could be burden for whoever is providing. Then always ensure to have enough money to put kids through school if you save enough. Then one of other benefits is that you could also earn a return on your money. You could also earn a return on your money. And then remember, start saving early. It's not too late. If you put 5,000 naira every month, by December, you know how much you would have. If you make it 10,000 naira, you know how much you would have. And I always tell people, do not think that money is too small to save. It takes discipline. If you earn 50,000 naira and you can't save, if you were earning 500,000 naira, you still would not be able to save. So you need to look at savings as a question of discipline, saving and investing. Next slide. So now here, let's, what are some of your saving and investment goals? We believe we're talking to people who are mostly within the Gen Z bracket. So if I were to ask, what's the average wedding cost in Nigeria? I'd like to see the answers, in the comment section. What would you say is the average wedding cost? Taking into consideration where you are getting married, who you're getting married to, what would you describe as the average wedding cost? And how much do you also need to retire? For instance, 100 million, 200, 120, 150. What would you think you need as your retirement pool of fund? Then also, I need you to also ask yourself, for the average cost from preschool to university, how much do you think you need to put a child through all the various stages of education? How much do you need for medicals? Some of us have medical insurance, but sometimes the cover can be limited. So you need to also have extra funds for your medical expenses. So by the time you start to ask yourself these questions, then it helps guide what your next steps in life will be. It helps you plan how to go from point A to point B. So you need to start to look at all of these things holistically. Next slide. Then you also need to look at, when it comes to investing, you need to look at fixed interest rates and variable interest rates. Fixed interest rates means that it's fixed throughout the interest rate is fixed throughout the duration of the investment. So you're looking at things like treasury bills, bonds, fixed deposits. You know how much you'll get at the time when you terminate. And that also factors in how much you can invest and what you can invest in those kinds of schemes. They also need to look at variable interest rates. Variable interest rates is market related and the rates may change from month to month. 1,000 at a variable interest rate will earn different amounts each month depending on the market rate. So you need to have some of these things in your mind. Then we're continuing with a quote by Albert Einstein. Everybody knows Albert Einstein. Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it, and he who doesn't pays it. So you need to understand the beauty of compound interest, the beauty of compound interest, and the effect it could have in your life. And so, like he said, if you understand it, you'll earn it. And if you don't, you keep on wallowing. Next slide, please. Next slide. So, remember that small amounts add up. Small amounts add up. That's what I meant when I was talking about how you don't earn too little not to be able to save. Savings is a question of discipline. Like I said earlier, if you can't save when you earn 50,000, you possibly will not be able to save if you earn multiples of 50,000, if you earn 1,000,000 or 500,000 naira. That is why I was stressing that it is a question of discipline. If, for instance, you put 250 naira, for instance, a month aside, or 5,000 naira aside, at a moderate interest rate of 8%, if you were investing it, you know how much you will get after 5 years. If you continue after 5 years and say, okay, let me do this for the duration of my work life, which averagely can be 35 years, you also know how much you could get at the point at which you will be terminating. I always tell people the story of how I started my voluntary contribution savings. When I was going to do it, it seemed like it wasn't convenient. It was going to put a bind on my savings, but I still had to go through because I needed to show the discipline that I could put more than the statutory deduction aside. And today I look back on it and it looks all the more like a very, very smart decision. So if you take anything out of this particular point, is that savings is a question of discipline. Then also, investing is also sometimes can be a question of emotions and sometimes wanting to take the risk. And there's a range of emotions that we've mapped out here where you look at, how you're feeling about the investment decision and what you then go ahead to do. Are you optimistic? Are you excited? Are you thrilled? Are you risk averse? Do you have anxiety? Are you in denial or fear? So there's a range of emotions that you could feel that could influence your investment decision. But the important thing is it's important that you seek for proper advice and you take the correct decisions all the time. Now we would like to do a quick think tank where you get out your pen and just ask yourself, what are some of your long-term savings goals? What do you want to achieve in another 5 or 6 years? And you need finance to be able to get to that point. How comfortable are you with your discipline to save towards your goals? I said it before now that savings is a question of discipline. You need to have strong sense of discipline to be able to achieve your financial goals. Because like I said earlier, nothing just happens. You just will not wake up one day and own a house in Banana Island. No, you just will not wake up one day and find yourself holidaying in Santorini, in Greece. No, it will take conscious decision and then you putting the building blocks towards achieving that goal before you will get there. And so you need to start to ask yourself, what are my goals? How do I achieve them? In what time do I want to achieve them? And to get to this point, how much do I need to put aside relative to how much I earn? Then another question, do you have enough funds available for an emergency? If, for instance, your income stops as a result of ill health, or you lose your job, if you're in a salaried position, do you have enough savings to survive for the next 3 to 6 months? Not all of us do, but it's never too late to start. You could start now, because they say it's never too late to do what is right. So I need you guys to, under the save and invest quadrant, think very, very deeply about these things and see where you will go in another 3 or 4 or 5 years by the time you start to implement these things. Hello?
Hi, Uche, we can hear you.
Hello? Okay, Mukta is back.
Appreciate. It seems I'm muted
We
by the
can hear you,
host.
Mukhtar. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you. Good to be back. And I hope we've been able to take Uche did speak about compound interest and how, if you know about it, if you understand it, you're going to be earning it. But if you do not understand it, you are going to be the one paying it. So it's important that we learn about compound interest and how the little savings we can make will go a long way. And he did show a very simple calculation on how, at a modest 8%, how a small contribution of 250 naira monthly can actually grow. So if we can just move on to the next slide. So we're talking about share and legacy. And what is share and legacy? It's making a difference in your family, in your community, and impacting your future generations. So what it is like I mentioned earlier, intergenerational transfer of funds. And we did ask ourselves that question, why is it important? And the reason why is because we're investing in the future generation and impacting the world around us. So we get to that stage whereby we have built this wealth, we've done a little bit of enjoyment of our wealth, and we're now thinking of how we're going to pass it on to the next generation. And how do you achieve this? You have to structure excess money to leave a legacy and or contribute to philanthropic causes. So that also speaks to the little corporate social responsibility that your businesses can do to impact the a community in which you work, and how all these things can have an impact or a ripple effect on every single strata of life. So now we're going to speak about the ripple effect and how it goes around. And everyone here, I'm sure you know Mother Teresa, very, very well-known lady who put her life's devotion to helping others and seeing how she could live a better world. And there's a saying from her where she says, "I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone across the waters to create many ripples." And bringing it to perspective, if you have just a small bowl of water in your house, just drop a coin or something and see how the ripples spread. So that little thing that you have been able to sow, whether in your own life, the life of your family members, or your generations to come, it can actually, or even in the community, it can actually spread and create a very large ripple effect. So, ways to think about share and legacy. How? That question, how? It's a question that comes up in different stratas of our life. How will you be able to leave such a legacy? And then we have what? That is, what legacy do you want to leave? So you need to be able to determine, which brings us back to that purpose. There must always be a purpose, there must always be a plan. Then there must always be a way of also being able to actually strategize, re-strategize, and check where you are against where it is that you intend to be, and what are the things that you need to do. Give to your local community. You can impact even within your office space, within your social circles. You could even start some kind of investment, collective investment scheme for you, your spouse, your kids, family members. Take out an insurance or some kind of policy that will benefit maybe your um, elderly folks, so that you don't have to dip into other resources that you are putting aside for your future generation. Alternative investment schemes. There is so much that can be done for you to be able to achieve this share and legacy part quadrant of your life. So I will be handing you over to our host, who's going to call us on our next speaker, who's going to speak as to his own insights and how he can relate his own life's journey to the things that we've spoken about today. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mukhtar. This has been very engaging, and I'm sure that the audience is also engaged because I can see the comments, can see the chat. Well done. Thank you, everyone. Please drop in your questions, please drop in your comments. We'll attend to them shortly, and we'll also call some over the call. I would like to invite my colleague Yinka Smart to take over the insight session. Hi, Yinka. Nice
Hi,
to see you.
Tutu. Good afternoon,
Yes, please
everyone.
take the floor.
Uh, okay, thank you very much. And it has actually been a very interesting session so far. And I want to believe everyone on the call is actually enjoying the session. Okay, so uh, for the world framework, we've spoken about the four quadrants. And my insight is just so simple, which actually addresses the fifth quadrant that says plan and protect. We've talked about create and build. We've talked about live and enjoy. We've talked about save and invest. We've also talked about share and legacy. And so I asked myself, what shall it profit a man to amass all this wealth and not protect it? And that is what I'm talking about now, which is, plan and protect. As Nigerians, we all love luxuries, luxury cars, gadgets, uh, iPhones, Samsung phones, properties, and what have you. So I share an insight. I know of a neighbor, okay, who bought a luxury car. a GLK 350, so to say. And 6 months down the line, the car got stolen. But then everybody was like, okay, fine. There should be a comprehensive insurance. Only to discover that my guy actually only had a third party insurance cover for the car. If he had, had done a comprehensive insurance, maybe, I mean, of course, the insurance company could have supported in getting him a new car. It was actually a very sad story. Even myself, I use myself as an example. I used to be one of those people who didn't even used to believe in, insurance company. But then I must say they are very efficient now, and that has actually come to stay. There are different insurance products, be it home insurance, household item insurance, car insurance, and what have you. I've had, accident with other road users on few occasions. But then when I just contact my insurance company, they get the car fixed. All thanks to Stanbic IBTC. Because without that, maybe I too would have been going for, the third party insurance. So when talking about plan and protect, it is actually so important for us to be intentional about it. And that was what really stood out for me when I attended this session in the past. On this note, I will end this by saying that you are your own big asset, and the insurance companies are there to help you protect it. Thank you. I'll hand over back to Adetutu.
Thank you so much, Yinka. This has been very helpful. Before we start, guys, there is a link in the chat that my colleagues have dropped. Please fill that form so we can get to you. We can know what you need and we can engage you. Please do that. I can see that there's some questions now. I'll be taking them now. So someone is asking, can I choose between a lump sum payment and payments, monthly pension payments, right? So can I choose between a lump sum payment or monthly pension payments? Which of my colleagues will I be taking that to now? Which of my colleagues will I be taking that to? Uche, Mukhtar, can you help us with that? Hi, Uche. Hi, Mukhtar.
Question.
Yes, Uche. The question
Hello,
is, can I
Adetutu.
choose between a lump sum payment or monthly pension payments?
In terms of your pension payment, you are entitled to a lump sum. The lump sum payment is between 25 to 50% of the total RSA balance you have in your account. And there are four factors that will determine what you get as lump sum. The first is gender. Are you male or are you female? The second is RSA balance. The third is salary in your last year of work. The fourth is age at retirement. So when we put these four factors together, we'll compute your lump sum, after which you will then also be paid a monthly drawdown. The monthly drawdown is has a minimum guarantee period of 18 to 21 years. 18 for men, 21 for women, but you effectively get paid for life. So yes, you are entitled to a lump sum and then a monthly payment because you need to live on a month in and month out basis. So you get the salary for life. I hope that clarifies and I hope that answers your question. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Yes, and
Okay.
if I may just add to what Uche said, we had instances whereby you have someone that says, okay, you see this lump sum payment that is due to me. I would rather just have a monthly payout, which means you have a larger monthly payout. You have a larger monthly payout because you did not take the bulk payment initially. So yes, you're right. You can have a program withdrawal, and you're also entitled to monthly payout. But then you can also choose to say, I don't want this bulk payment. And there are other ways that you can actually apply that bulk payment in terms of annuity and the likes. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your answers. I hope that the audience is hearing this now. Maureen KG has a question. She says, what is the minimum retirement age to start receiving pension benefits? Uche or Mukhtar, do you want to help with that? What is the minimum retirement age to start receiving pension benefits?
The answer is that it depends on from employer to employer. Even within one employer, you could have two different retirement age. For instance, in the public sector, if you were a lecturer and you've attained the status of a professor, you can teach till your 70th birthday, till you are age 70. But for lecturers who are not yet professors, they retire at 60. So, and this also occurs in the private sector, where what constitutes retirement age is as agreed between employees and owners of businesses. So, some people can give you the option of an early retirement. Some people say you can retire at 50. For instance, in the religious circles, churches allow their pastors work forever until they literally drop dead or walk away from the job. I can cite specific examples, but maybe this is not the place. But I'm just saying that basically it depends from employer to employer. But basically at age 50, a lot of persons can take the retirement option at age 50. We usually use that as the base point. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Uche. And also to add, many a times, the conditions of service will speak to what your retirement age will be. For instance, if you are working in the public sector, they could say that if you have worked for 35 years in the service, then you are entitled to a pension. And in some instances, it will be your age, whichever comes first. Back to you, Tutu.
Thank you so much. This has been very engaging. Please, like I mentioned before, there's a link in the chat. Please engage with that so that we can reach out to you and let you know what you need to do, right? Just please engage. Let's have your questions, let's have your comments. Do we have any more that we would like to address now? Okay, I'm trying to see in here. Please fill the link anyway so we can always engage you. Give you tips as Stanbic IBTC, even outside pension managers or whatsoever. We can also reach out to you concerning any other Stanbic IBTC product or service that you are interested in, right? You can also send an email to call me at stanbicibtc.com, and I can see that the screen has something displaying. So yes, you can call 0201 271 6000 6,000, or send an email to call me at stanbicipc.com for any clarifications you need. And alternatively, there's a link in the chat that you can all just fill so that we can engage with you. Thank you all so much for joining, right? I can see that there are some more questions, right, that are coming in. But while we answer that now, I'd just like us to drop in the chat what has been the most impactful, part of this session for today. What have you really learned? What has touched you? For I'll speak for myself. There was a part where I think it was Uche that spoke about, knowing about what you need to do for various phases of your life. Planning to get married, planning for parenthood, planning for retirement, even while you are where you are now, identifying what you need to put aside. That really, really spoke to me because I'm getting married soon and I'm thinking of my future already, planning for how we're going to do, how I'm going to build my life. So that was an important part for me anyway. So please let me know what was impactful for you. What did you learn from this session? Please let me know. Please let's engage. I've told you my own now. I want to hear you guys' own so that we can just also know what bits to highlight next time for other series. Please, thank you guys. I'm really waiting to read from you. Please, okay, Maureen KG, I saw that you asked 20 questions. So please let me know, Maureen KG, what was your a session that was very engaging to you? What parts did you really learn from? Great. Joshua, Marigold, Oluwasegun, it's nice to hear from you. Thank you very much for joining the session. It was lovely to have you all on here. Let me know what your most impactful part of this session, of this training was. I'm waiting to hear from you. Thank you very much for joining. It was great to have you. Thank you for spending the past 1 hour with us. We really appreciate your presence with us. Thank you. Morning KG says she enjoyed all the session. It was very impactful. Thank you very much. Our colleagues are very happy too that we have been able to impact knowledge to everyone. Thank you so much. So, guys, I'm ready to read from you. What have you learned?
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you so much, Mokhtar. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Yes, please. Thank you so much, everyone. It was lovely. My colleagues will be pasting the link on here again so that if you have anything you want to ask Stanbic IPTC, please fill the form. Oh, Olukayode has something here. He says, if I resign from employment and I haven't attained retirement age, when will I start receiving my benefits? I intend to go into private business. That's one question. Just before we go, Uche or Mukhtar, would you like to take that?
Yeah, if you resign from your job, or you lose your job, or your employers ask you to go, and whichever one happens, you are entitled to 25% of the total amount of money you have in your retirement savings account 4 months after. So your resignation or termination letter must be 4 months old before you can approach us for your 25%. So that's basically it. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Uche. I hope that I'll be able to answer your question. Look at your day. Thank you very much for joining the session. Please share this Stanbic IPTC YouTube link with your friends and family. Tell them to come and catch up on the session. It was lovely to have you all. We hope that you can always reach out to us for any of your financial services needs and would be available to respond to all of you. Thank you all so much for joining the session today. Have a good afternoon.
Who know life protection? Who know I'm getting peace of mind? As I do work, I do pray, make grace to the run out for me. Yeah, I only hustle every day. Beat my chest and run my race. No be bad, girl, them they carry fast. No,
Easy. Wake up. Wake up, Cho. Do you think this is your bedroom?
There is excitement when you know your future is in good hands. Move to Stanbic IBTC Pension Managers today and let us help you retire into your extraordinary future. Call 01-271-6000 or visit www.stanbicibtcpension.com for more